Copy that. Right behind us. Right out the left here, right turn. That's going to be Roscoe. Left turn, Honda. Left turn, coming eastbound Roscoe from Sheldon. Mike up. Right out your right. Right out your right. Right out your door. Down low. Down low. Mike up. Are we powered up? Yep. Got him. Are we powered up, Rob? Left pedal. You're good, right here. Welcome, everybody, as you join us live on abc7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels. Chris Christie up in Air 7 as we are hot on the tail of a pursuit here, LAPD in hot pursuit of a DUI driver, possibly armed, in North Hollywood, now traveling on Roscoe. They just got back on Roscoe Boulevard, was on the 170 for a short time, now coming through Arleta Avenue, still on Roscoe. This is going to be westbound Roscoe. After coming off of Sheldon, took the 170 to Sheldon, and then got onto Roscoe Boulevard. Now he's back on Roscoe, and you can see he's starting to pick up a little bit of steam here. He's got an airship overhead here, and something just got thrown out of the vehicle as he comes underneath the 170 freeway. He just threw something out of the vehicle. Unclear how many people are inside the car here, and now he looks to be getting back on the freeway. This will put him on the southbound side, I believe, of the 170 freeway. We'll confirm that here in just a second, but it does look like that is going to be, yes, the southbound side here. LAPD, North Hollywood units in pursuit here. We do not know, again, how many people are inside this vehicle, but again, he is starting to push the pedal to the metal as he gets onto the freeway here, trying to create a little bit of distance. There are several officers right behind him with the airship overhead. That night sun pointing squarely at that gray Honda, refusing to pull over. And he is taking LAPD for quite a ride. This has been going on for about 15 to 20 minutes. Started, I believe it started on surface streets, ended up on the freeway, and then again back on surface streets, and now once again back on the freeway. So he has been all over the place here, but mostly in the same general area of the San Fernando Valley as we now head back in the opposite direction, southbound again on that shoulder. Is that the shoulder or the carpool lane, Rob? I can't make it out. That's the carpool lane. He is all the way over to the left on the carpool lane, southbound 170. You're good. Total of 4 LAPD units right behind that suspect. Again, doing about freeway speeds, maybe just a little bit faster. There's the airship overhead, lighting up that vehicle. Again, this is a DUI driver, possibly armed, unknown how many people are inside this car. Looks like a newer model vehicle, heavily tinted windows. Very difficult to see through that windshield. They do have a rough description of the suspect. It is a male, we believe. Continuing southbound through Oxnard here on the 170 freeway. You're good. They're right here. Perfect. Now pushing 90 miles per hour, passing Burbank here, committed to the 170, southbound side of the 170, heading straight down towards the 101 freeway. Not many more opportunities to exit, perhaps. Yeah, I think that was his last one here. So he is crossing over, weaving over to the right slightly. Now in the number 3 lane, LAPD right there, right behind him and right above him. LAPD in the process of retrieving whatever it is that he threw out of the vehicle at Roscoe before he got back on the freeway. Something came flying out of the vehicle just before he went under the freeway and then got back onto the southbound side of the 170. And he is getting off once again, getting off the freeway. This is going to be Riverside. High rate of speed here, making a left turn through the red light here, making a left turn now underneath the freeway. Underneath the 170, getting off at Riverside. Making a right turn, back again underneath that freeway. That's the 170 freeway going from top to bottom here. He comes out the other side, continuing southbound here. Right out your window. And maybe getting on the, he's not on the freeway yet. This will put him on the 101, right? That's going to be, that looks like the on-ramp. Yeah, it is the on-ramp to the westbound 101. Northbound 101, traveling westbound through the San Fernando Valley. Easily doing about 85 to 90 miles per hour. Again, really putting some distance here between him and that primary unit as he gets onto the freeway. Every time he does this, he really steps on it. And LAPD's had no trouble following him. Traffic is relatively moderate, if not light. It's really interesting because the other side of the 101 freeway is almost bumper to bumper, but he's only got about moderate traffic on the northbound side. So southbound side, very heavy rush hour traffic still on a Friday evening, but northbound, he does have some pavement to play with here as he continues to weave over all the way back over to the left again. He's now doing about 80 to 90 miles per hour. Northbound 101, passing Coldwater Canyon. LAPD sending additional resources to this pursuit to try and catch up with this chase. Now, he's traveling a little bit out of North Hollywood's division into the Van Nuys sector, and you can see he's continuing to kind of cross over the paint here. Not sure if he's looking to get back off the freeway or just is acting like a drunk driver. He, again, is wanted for DUI, possibly armed. Unconfirmed, but possibly armed. We know he threw something out of the vehicle, and we understand they are in the process of trying to retrieve that vehicle. Traffic up ahead here as he continues in the next quarter mile to half mile, He's going to hit some brake lights here, and he's going to get a little more desperate as he feels the pressure of this 405 101 traffic. Again, he's now in Sherman Oaks, northbound on the 101 freeway, coming up on Woodman Avenue, crossing over to the right as the freeway comes to a stop here. Very heavy volume in both directions, getting all the way over to the right. He does not like it, and he's going to look to exit here, possibly, as he comes up on Van Nuys Boulevard. Squeezing through traffic here, bypassing the exit. That's Van Nuys right there, the gore point near the top of your screen there. He's continuing northbound 101 towards the 405. You can see some of that other traffic, hearing the lights and sirens, slowing down, pulling over, drivers getting out of the way here on a busy Friday night here in Sherman Oaks. You can see he's really driving a little bit more erratically, not wild, but he's definitely driving very aggressive, and if he is under the influence, it would explain a lot, but it also means that anything can happen here as he starts to drive more erratically. He's going to come very close to a lot of rush hour traffic here, a lot of other motorists who do not know what is coming up behind them, but the lights and sirens are blaring. These officers are code 3 behind this suspect. Bypassing the exit again, looks like he's committing to the 101. Had an opportunity to get on the 405. That's the 405 split, getting over the gore point here. Just getting around traffic, not taking the exit. He's staying on the 101 freeway. Northbound 101, passing the 405. Other cars, again, pulling over to the shoulder. Everybody aware now of this chase. LAPD navigating heavy traffic with the suspect. Canine units are on the way out to this pursuit to assist in the eventual felony stop that will hopefully take place at the conclusion of this. We can only hope that this person eventually gives up peacefully. He is continuing to remain committed to the 101 freeway here, getting all the way back over to the left, passing Haskell just to the west of the 405 freeway. He's had plenty of opportunities to get off here, but as he makes his way all the way across the San Fernando Valley, he is now in Encino, northbound on the 101 freeway. LAPD now communicating with California Highway Patrol, possibly preparing a handoff if CHP can get into position here. So we've got LAPD overhead. They are the lead agency here, but they are attempting to hand this off to CHP if those officers can get into position. But right now, LAPD fighting heavy traffic with the suspect on the 405 on the 101 freeway. Excuse me. We just passed the 405. He is committed to the northbound side of the 101 freeway, which is technically westbound through the valley here. Bypassing another exit here. That's Havenhurst, continuing northbound 101. We do not have visibility into this vehicle. It seems as though it may just be the driver, but we do not have that information confirmed. Again, this was a DUI suspect who was possibly armed. Just weaving around everybody in the way here as traffic starts to get even heavier as he moves past the 405 and gets further into Encino here. There's a lot more traffic that may provoke him to get off the freeway, but every time we see these gore points, he straddles them and then gets right back onto the freeway. He appears to be more comfortable on the freeway, even if he has to use the shoulder here. He is using the shoulder where he has to, but you have other vehicles that are trying to get off on the shoulder to allow LAPD to maneuver through here as they have their lights and sirens blaring. You have regular traffic basically making way for this pursuit, and he is threading these lanes here, splitting lanes, I should say, as he continues to fight rush hour traffic here at the top of the 7 o'clock hour. Yeah, we saw that. It looks like it might be like maybe it could be something else. I don't think it's the baby on board, but you never know. Weaving over to the left. No passenger in the front. Not a Honda? Yeah, thinking that might actually be a Nissan vehicle, not a Honda. We said Honda, but it looks like it might be a newer model Nissan. Again, heavily tinted windows here. He is continuing to weave all over the 101 freeway here as LAPD stays right on his tail, code 3, in hot pursuit of the suspect, passing White Oak Avenue as they wait for California Highway Patrol to enter the area. They are trying to coordinate that, but it is very difficult under these traffic conditions. But there should be some units able to get in place here. They'll eventually likely take over this pursuit once they have a full pursuit package behind the suspect here. Right now, LAPD doing all the work. That primary unit with 3 units behind him, and the helicopter right overhead here. CHP is trying to catch up. That is correct. 10-4. Getting a little further into the valley here, starting to lighten up as traffic thins out in Tarzana. He does not have all those brake lights that he had just a few seconds ago. He's actually starting to encounter lighter traffic, passing Reseda Boulevard now. And with lighter traffic, you can see he's starting to pick up a little bit of speed. We'll go ahead and throw up our real-time speed tracker, doing right around 90 miles per hour. Passing Tampa Avenue now. You can see him put a little bit of distance between him and that primary unit. Still trying to keep up here as California Highway Patrol races to get into position here. LAPD is starting to let him fly. He is really picking up speed here on the northbound side of the 101 freeway, heading into Woodland Hills now, passing Winnetka Avenue and encountering much lighter traffic as he gets further up into the valley, where it looks like we might be heading into Ventura here if he continues. We've got some time, but he appears committed to the 101 freeway, and he could take this all the way up the 101 freeway. That is why LAPD is preparing to hand this off to the California Highway Patrol. If it leaves their jurisdiction, they will certainly do that. They appear to be willing to give this up. It is merely a DUI driver behind the wheel, possibly armed. He may have actually thrown that weapon out. He threw something out of the vehicle early on in this pursuit. We do not know what he threw out, but we believe that they may have been able to get a hold of it. Either way, stand by. All right, CHP is now closing in. There he is. California Highway Patrol now taking over the pursuit. LAPD with the official handoff right there. That CHP unit now right on his tail. We will see how the nature of this pursuit changes as the agencies have just done the proper handoff. That is California Highway Patrol right there, right behind the suspect, and now LAPD will back off. They will keep their helicopter in place. That LAPD airship will assist California Highway Patrol in calling out the location of this pursuit, and he is now committed to the northbound side of the 101 freeway, passing Canoga Avenue as California Highway Patrol closes in here with at least 2 units, with more on the way out here. LAPD backing off, CHP taking over, and you can see a lot less traffic as we head in through Woodland Hills. Yeah, that does look like a newer model Nissan, well-equipped, very capable vehicle, and he is exercising that power here as he continues up the 101 freeway here. Of course, we have no idea how much gas was in the tank when this all started, but California Highway Patrol obviously has the resources to exhaust every ounce of fuel in that gas tank as far as he wants to take this. Right now, he again appears to be way more comfortable on the freeway than surface streets. And now I would say that the bulk of this pursuit has indeed been on freeways, between the 101 freeway and now in the last 10 minutes, at least the last 10 minutes, on the 101 freeway. Maybe even more than that now. By now he's continued to make his way from North Hollywood all the way out to Woodland Hills with no signs of getting off here. He's had plenty of opportunities to get back on the streets, get off at some of these exits, and maybe try and lose the cops, but doesn't seem to be his intention. Once again, if you're just joining us on abc7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels, Chris Christie up in Air 7 as we continue to follow this high-speed pursuit now in the San Fernando Valley. LAPD handing this pursuit off to California Highway Patrol moments ago as they continue to chase this DUI driver, possibly armed, up the 101 freeway. This started in North Hollywood. Those LAPD North Hollywood units have officially pulled off just seconds ago, and now California Highway Patrol prepared to take this into Ventura County if necessary. You can see he is now coming into the Calabasas area as we continue northbound on the 101 freeway, all the way over to the left with very light traffic to speak of. He made his way through some very heavy traffic as he came up through the 405, bypassed the 405, and is continuing through the hills here as he navigates the 101 freeway at a relatively high rate of speed here, passing Las Virgenes at about 90 miles per hour. Once again, that suspect holding on steady to that left lane all the way over to the left. He's had no problem weaving across lanes if he does want to get off at the last second here. He's even shown some ability to maneuver the vehicle and try and evade these officers. Every time that LAPD officer early on in this pursuit tried to get a little bit closer, he would really step on it. And I imagine we'll see that same tactic as we continue up the 101 freeway here. But right now, no signs of getting off, all the way over to the left here as he continues to push almost triple-digit speeds now. Is that still LAPD's airship right there? Okay, just making sure. Weather coming up. Yep, I see that. Who's this? Okay. Copy that. Suspect holding on steady here to that left lane at 85 miles per hour, passing Liberty Canyon Road. LAPD now backing out of this pursuit completely. As I mentioned, California Highway Patrol, that down there on the ground, taking over the pursuit. LAPD right overhead, though, with their airship, helping out those CHP units as this suspect makes his way in through Agora Hills at a high rate of speed with very little traffic in his way here. He's going to continue to make his way up towards Ventura County, where eventually there may be some weather to contend with, and that may affect not only that LAPD airship, it could also affect our ability to continue following this pursuit. We will keep you posted on that, but looking off the nose here, it does get a little overcast as that marine layer settles in over Ventura County. In the meantime, that suspect still driving in a straight line. This is a DUI suspect who's been able to maintain pretty decent control of the vehicle. He has shown signs of evasion here, but he has had shown pretty good competence behind the wheel for the most part. Again, a well-equipped, newer model Nissan, heavily tinted windows. Above us? I see him, I see him. Copy that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, now sounds like California Highway Patrol is preparing to create a traffic break behind this chase. That will definitely help as we continue this pursuit into Ventura County here. It'll minimize the exposure here if this does come to an end on the freeway. They will have a lot more room to play with here if they can create that traffic break behind the suspect and prevent any other motorists from getting involved here. So we'll see if they can successfully execute that traffic break. Right now, I only see about 3 or 4 CHP units in tow here. So I count 3. There are more behind them trying to create that traffic break. Eventually, they may even start blocking off some of the entrance ramps ahead of them here, but we'll see how much manpower they have tonight. He, again, is passing Lindero Canyon at 110 miles per hour. Again, a well-equipped Nissan front-wheel drive, likely run flats on this vehicle. And CHP matching up with our real-time speed tracker here, clocking them at 110 miles per hour. Certainly appears as though CHP is giving him a pretty wide berth here, and why not? You know, with a pretty empty freeway, just let him exhaust as much fuel as possible. Time is on the side of law enforcement here. As you can see, there are 3 units right behind him. They're not going anywhere. They have a clear visual of the suspect. Nowhere for him to really hide on the freeway here. As long as he remains on the freeway, this is one of those chases where it is best for everybody involved to continue this on the freeway. With a DUI driver, the last thing you want to see is him getting off the freeway and driving like a crazy person on surface streets. So as long as he's on the freeway, holding on to those left lanes there, they can try and create that traffic break and continue to follow him straight up the freeway, straight into Ventura County. The only problem that I see is that that helicopter, that LAPD airship, who is helping CHP, may have to pull off here in the next several miles. Oxnard Airport reporting low IFR conditions, and that will affect all of the aircraft heading into Ventura County here as we get closer to Camarillo eventually. So we've got some clear skies ahead of us up until I would say about 6 or 7 miles, and then it clearly closes up for all involved, news media as well as law enforcement. So he's going to continue, it looks like, straight up the 101 freeway, holding steady in that number 4-5 lane, and passing Fillmore now as he comes up on Thousand Oaks. We're good. Still doing triple-digit speeds here, straight up the 101 freeway, crossing over a little bit over to the number 2 lane. Actually slowing down. Is that accurate, Rob? Okay, so he's slowing down. He's in the 70s, doing about 70 now. Maybe showing signs of getting off. We'll see here. He's got plenty of pavement ahead of him. It's curious to see him get over to the right here for no apparent reason. Again, he's got little traffic to contend with. Continuing through Thousand Oaks here, northbound side of the 101 freeway. A hot pursuit on a Friday night. California Highway Patrol taking us from Los Angeles County now into Ventura County. Now asking for help from Ventura County CHP to get involved in this pursuit. So they may be getting ready to hand it off to another CHP office here in the next couple of minutes. Right now, these are LA County CHP units from the Valley. LAPD has already handed this off once. CHP may be about to do it again here. It'll stay within CHP's control, but they will wait for Ventura County units to get involved before they pull back. And then again, we still have that LAPD airship overhead here with only a couple more miles of open skies, and then that marine layer will become an obstacle imminently in the next couple of minutes. Talk to me. Yep. 10-4. Sounds good. Very good. All right. So we are now continuing up the 101 freeway here at a high rate of speed, starting to pull away from us here as we hold behind the marine layer. You're going to see him disappear into the haze here as that marine layer is closing up real fast and real thick over the 101 freeway. The visibility just drops so quickly from about 10 miles to zero viz once he gets underneath that layer right there, and you can see the brake lights and or I should say the tail lights of the traffic ahead of them, as well as those California Highway Patrol units who are now chasing this suspect with ground units only further up in towards Camarillo in Ventura County, where you can see that thick marine layer blanketing Ventura County and blanketing the 101 freeway. This suspect disappearing into the mist. CHP with a full contingent of officers on the ground there, getting ready to hand it off to neighboring neighboring offices, I should say, in Ventura County, and eventually will be turning around, heading back home. But this pursuit, or at least our coverage of this pursuit, is going to come to a pause here until we figure out if he's going to continue straight up the 101, which it certainly appears that he is. Unless he turns around, that's going to do it for our coverage. We have now lost visual completely of this DUI suspect who is taking law enforcement for quite the ride this evening. You can see what it looks like during the day, but at night, in the thick of the marine layer, it's a whole different story. And now it's up to those ground units to do all the work, have to keep up with them at a really high rate of speed. That vehicle certainly capable of some extreme speeds. You saw him doing triple-digit speeds for a little bit there. Again, a DUI driver behind the wheel, still an unpredictable situation. We'll continue to keep an ear on this situation, and if it is possible, we will come back on the air. For now, I'm Chris Christie, live in Air 7 for ABC 7 Eyewitness News.